and I already kind of got a head start on it. And this one, I got a couple years ago from Bullseye Playground. And they're really cute. And I thought, well, yeah, and I told you guys, I have teal all throughout my house. So this teal worked perfect. And of course, this is perfect for fall, right? So, you know, I could put a Halloween face, a jack-o'-lantern face on it or something like that. But I have plenty of other decor items for Halloween. So I wanted to turn this into a fall one. Well, I had written on the other side, hey pumpkin, but I didn't like how it looked. It just didn't look, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it, which is what happens a lot of times with my DIYs. So I thought, how can I make it even more fabulous? But I had never done anything to the other side. So what I did was I went ahead and got a head start, you guys, and I Mod Podged one of my napkins. Do you remember I shared a napkin with you guys? Oh, let me show you on this other little guy because I didn't get to show you after I finished him. You remember I shared the back of my cute little owl guy? We did the Mod Podge on there and I used this napkin. Well, guess what? This napkin, I used it again. I just used a little bit different piece of it because this is going to go perfectly with a dish towel that I have hanging up for decorating purposes. So I'm going to keep that. It came that orange color. I'm going to keep it that orange color, and we're going to do. We're going to put a saying on this side, and I'm going to do it in colors that coordinate. So, but I want to show you this. So what we're going to do on this guy is we're going to use one of our. These are from our tiered tray cutouts. If you guys remember, we did our tiered tray over here, our wonderful tiered tray. And we used lots of these elements. We didn't use all of them yet. We're going to use some of them for Thanksgiving. But I am going to use this today on the pumpkin. So this is what I want you to see, that it's so versatile. You know, you can use these things anywhere, any way you want. Okay? So like I have plans on using some of this with some of my minis to make another coffee mug because I haven't made one yet this year. And I feel like I need another coffee mug. I don't really, but I feel like I do. I want to make one. So I'll use some of these little pieces. But that's what's so cool about our transfers is that they're interchangeable. You can use them on different projects. You can create your own project out of them with your imagination is the only thing that limits you. You can use them with ink. You can use them with our chalk paste. You can use them with etching cream, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. So we're going to use the Pumpkin Kisses and Harvest Wishes on here. And I've got some beads picked out. They're going to coordinate with it. And that is going to look really cool. Got that. And I've got our colors picked out. Now for this one and for one of these tags, like I said, my dear friend Monica sent me a bag of goodies. And she's like, I just knew you could come up with something to use with them. Well, I haven't yet. And look at all these. I am thinking that, you know, our herb transfers, those would work on those too. I don't know. I haven't come up with an idea. I might even use them for Christmas. I don't know, but they are fabulous. They're like distressed paper tags and I love them. But then there was this one little bit different one and look how cool this one is. It's a little heavier duty. It's got some stitching. It's got its chain. It's like a harder cardboard. And then this feels almost like a linen paper almost. So I'm thinking we're going to use, for on this and on this, we're going to use a mini. We're going to use the Happy Harvest on here. And we are going to use the Blessed on here because it's an acorn and I got a little squirrel. So why not? But I do want to Mod Podge another napkin on the back of here. So even though I got a head start with this, I am going to show you how I did this so easily within 2 minutes before I came on tonight. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get that done and then we'll go from there. But I also wanted to share, let's see, so we've also done the Fall in Love. Now, where did I put that one? See, I can't even remember where I've used my stuff. We did Fall in Love. I made a project with that. And I can't find it. Oh, I think we did that downstairs. I did that on that candle, the dollar store candle. On my coffee bar, if you ever watch my morning stories, I show my coffee bar a lot of times, and I also have shown a picture, I believe. But I have one of those, the battery-operated candles. I should have brought it up here. That I got from the dollar store, and I just put this Fall in Love on it. And then the acorn and the leaf I did on one of our tags, and actually a tag that I already had, and I flip it back and forth, and that's on my coffee bar, and I just had a beaded tag is what I did with that. The Love at First Bite, the Be Thankful, and the Gobble, we're going to save for Thanksgiving. Channel the Flannel, I did on this guy. Do you guys remember? Like I said, I Mod Podged on the back because he was just a plain little cutout I got from the dollar store. And then look what I did, guys. So we did the Channel the Flannel. I did in a really pretty shimmer. I think I did copper shimmer. But then I had a flannel shirt. And I just cut a little tiny piece off of it to kind of make him a scarf. And look how well that goes, you guys. And it goes with my copper. And then I found some eyes and put eyes on him because he needed a face. And I put little eyes on him. And then I just put a couple accents with my chalk paste. I just used a paintbrush and I kind of gave him some ears. Or I say her. I should say her. It's probably more, I feel like it's a her. And like some little wings and just did a few accents there. So I think she turned out really cute. Isn't she adorable? I really need to put her downstairs on my bar because I keep forgetting. But I wanted to show you guys first. So anyway, that's kind of what we got going on. I wanted to share a couple more of these projects with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here and finish it up, and then we'll do these because this is going to take no time at all. So Mod Podge's on the back. I don't need to go back over it again with Mod Podge to seal it because it's just going to be decorative and hang it up. And then we'll do the beading on it last. But we're going to go ahead. I did sand this down a little bit. I am going to, maybe I should Mod Podge it all. Maybe I should do it all in the same steps. I don't know, you guys. Let me do that. Let me just put the transfers aside for a second. Maybe we'll just do that. So let's show you how we Mod Podge the easy way, what I consider the easy way. Well, first of all, I didn't do this, and I should have. And you guys know, as soon as I got on here, I have had a busy day. How was your Tuesday gone? Happy Tuesday. I feel like I lost a day yesterday, but I did get a lot done yesterday. I got a lot of organizing done so I could sit down because I have a whole week's worth of administrative work to get done this week, and I needed to have my space around me in the office clear. So I got all that done yesterday, a lot of cleaning, organizing. I'm just taking that little piece of jute off to make it easier. And I'm going to just take my Mod Podge and squirt it right on. I was going to go ahead and do it. I'm like, no, I'll show this one. I'm lazy. I squirt it right on the surface, the side that I'm going to put my napkin on. And then I just use a foam brush and make sure you apply it and cover the entire area that you're going to put, whatever you're going to put on there, whether it's like cardstock, scrap of paper, a napkin. We're going to use a napkin. You can use material. If I had a cute piece of material, I might use that, but I don't. But I love the napkin idea because it's super cheap, and you can just make it look any way you want, and you can find them very, very cheaply. And like these napkins, I took out a few just to keep up in the craft room, and the rest of them are going to go downstairs in my kitchen so that we can use them for the season. Because I like to have themed napkins, of course. In case you haven't figured that out about me, I'm a little bit extra, and I just like having that stuff around. Like in my little buddy's lunchbox, I have special ones that I put in there that are like age appropriate for him and the things that he likes. And then, you know, I've had football ones out for a while, and now it's time for me to put these fall ones out. And I've been hoarding them up here in the craft room instead of putting them down there. Okay, so I just liberally covered that entire... Hello, Monica. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to be using something tonight that you gave me. Your Tuesday was a little chilly. Actually, today it was pretty warm here. Yesterday it was chilly. I mean, I have a sweatshirt on, but, you know, it's that kind of weather. It was in the 40s when I got up at 6, but then it did get up to 72 today. It was sunny, so it was really pretty. It's dropped quick again, but yeah, so it wasn't that chilly. So maybe we are behind you. Maybe we're getting that later this week. Oh, yay. Yay, thank you. I know, I finally came up with one idea. I'm only using one of them tonight. I'm going to save these, but I'm still brainstorming on them because you know me, I like to figure out just the right thing for it. And usually it'll just come out of the blue. And I shared this, Monica, because I had done this little guy before, and I know you saw the project, and I hadn't showed an updated, you know, when I Mod Podged on the back. That's what I'm doing now is Mod Podging napkin on the back. And I had done the channel, the flannel. Well, I finished her up. I found a piece, I have a flannel shirt, and I cut a little piece off because I felt like she needed a scarf. She's got her flannel, this channel, the flannel. I found some eyes, and I just kind of Mod Podged them on. And then I took some more of my, one of my shimmers, and just kind of did some accents, painted on accents here and here and here. Isn't she adorable? So that's one of them. Isn't she adorable? I need to put her on my coffee bar, I think, so I can enjoy her every day. But yeah, so now but I do have a plan for this, so we're going to be working on that one tonight, at least that one. So I've got that covered in Mod Podge. And now what I'm going to do, you guys, I forgot to get a wet paper towel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it all the way. So this is a different way of doing the Mod Podge. You know, Mod Podging has been around for years. Decoupage, whatever you want to call it, the fancy word. But it's been around for years. And usually what you do is you apply the Mod Podge, which is basically a glue. And you put your fabric or your napkin or your cardstock or whatever on it while it's wet, and then you smooth it out. Well, the reason I don't like doing that as much is because I feel like I have a better chance of tearing whatever I'm applying on there if it's not fabric, like if it's made out of paper. It only takes a minute to dry, y'all. It doesn't take long at all. Let me make sure my little iron is turned up. You dry it all the way instead, and since I'm using paper, I have less chance of tearing it because I'm going to be able to, like this one, I moved it around several times before I got it where I wanted it. And I didn't have any problem because it wasn't wet, so it was already dry. So we're just doing the same thing here. I just dried the whole side that I'm going to put my napkin on. Now I'm going to take one of my napkins. I told you guys, these are super cheap. You can get them everywhere. And it's 2-ply, and I'm going to take that. You just find one that works for you. These colors work in my decor, so that's why I chose them. Find one that works for you. But make sure you get down to the 1-ply, to the 1 sheet when you're working on these. Now I am going to place this on here. I haven't decided exactly how. But that's what the cool thing about it being dry is that I can play around with it, move it around, and do whatever I want to do. Let's see if I can get a little bit of all of it on there. A little bit of all the colors on there. I don't necessarily want the plaid piece at the bottom, so I'm kind of pulling that down. And I'll just turn it sideways. And then once I have it placed where I want it to be, I can kind of smooth it out a little bit. And then I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper. Not that piece, because that's not parchment paper. That's wax paper, you guys. Do not use wax paper. Where's my parchment paper? Here it is. Take a piece of parchment paper. That shouldn't even be in here because that's dangerous. You see how it's kind of staying exactly where I want it? You're going to take a piece of parchment paper after it's dry. You place your paper on top of it. Now I have my handy dandy little crafting iron. I have it turned up all the way high as it'll go. It's never had any water in it. You don't want water in an iron. And these are just little travel ones. You guys, it was like 13 bucks. It was super cheap at Wally World. But I keep this up in my craft room and it's perfect for stuff like this. And then I place my parchment paper on it, and then I start kind of in the middle and I just push out. And what this does, basically, you guys, is it's just reactivating my glue. It's reheating up the glue that I just dried, but now I'm in control of putting what I wanted on top of the glue in a much more neat fashion or method, and I can control it, and I don't have to worry about my paper tearing. And it doesn't take much. And then I'm going to put that up and turn it off because I don't want to burn myself. Because I'm sure I will probably need that again. I need to take that off. And as you can see, I mean, it's still pretty warm, but you can see now it's reattached, right? So then you're just going to take a little sanding block, and you can get these anywhere, guys. The hardware store, Wally World, the Dollar Tree even has them. I don't know if Dollar General does, but the Dollar Tree does for sure. And then you just go in a downward motion on the edges. And now wherever it's not glued is going to come off real easily and normally without tearing. As long as you're just going on the edges like that, you shouldn't have it. It won't look like it's torn. You don't have to try to cut around the edges. Now, if you're using fabric, I will say, I do like to do that sometimes, but it is a little more tedious because you have to cut around the edge of your shape with the fabric, and sometimes that's harder to do. And I don't use an X-Acto knife, so it's a little more challenging. This is super easy. They even have a method where you like burn it off, but I don't do that. I'm not doing that. I don't need any drama up here in this craft room, y'all. Especially on my TV. I don't trust stuff like that. I don't trust it. I do not need any drama. I get enough drama up here with mistakes sometimes. So I don't need to press my luck. You know what I'm saying? Now, for some of the edges, and I just throw the rest away. The edges that are rounded like this, I don't have the best one in here right now, but I keep an old fingernail file that doesn't really work as well anymore. And I go around like here, like where this is kind of rounded. It's a little harder to get that big one in, but you can go right there and go. So keep a fingernail file. When it's too like dull to work on yours, but it still has some life left in it. That's what I do, because you don't need a whole lot. It really just needs a little bit. So look. So now these are very similar napkins. It's actually, they had pretty much the same pattern, but they look completely different because of how much, but they go together. You know what I'm saying? See? So we have, it's all coordinating. This guy, I wanted some of the flannel on it. So it's all kind of coordinated. And now I'm actually getting warm. So figures. Okay, so I've been comfortable all day. All right, so let's put this little guy. So those are both ready to go. And then on this side here, the side that I'm going to chalk on, I did sand it a little bit. I just sanded it down just a little bit because I wanted to be sure that it's nice and smooth, because they're wood. They're wood. And now I'm going to put a light layer of wax on both of these and this little guy. So like I said, this feels like it is like a linen paper almost. and then that's a nice heavy cardboard. And since we're going to put a image on here, it's paper, we're going to put one of our transfers on here. So these are self-adhesive, they're sticky transfers. So if we're going to put it on paper, we don't want it to ruin the transfer. So we're going to put a tiny bit of wax on here too, guys. So let's go ahead and do that all the way around, since I've got to do it on all of them. And I've had this wax container for a long time, you guys. If you're working with wood, or paper, we highly suggest you wax it just a light layer, just to protect your transfer. And, you know, it also kind of helps fill in some of the ridges. And I haven't decided. I know I'm putting the Happy Harvest. Trying to decide. I might put it sideways. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I haven't decided if I'm going to put anything on the inside or not, like to, yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided. But once you've applied your wax, this is available in my shop, but you can get wax anywhere. If you ever have any questions about anything I'm showing you guys, just ask. I'll be happy to answer them. If I miss it on here because I don't always see the comments, oh, thank you. Aren't those napkins really cool? Thank you. I just saw that. Use fingernail file on several things. Yes. And thank you. I didn't know you. Yeah. These napkins, I got them, I just put them over here. And I'm trying to remember where I got them. If I got them at the dollar, I should remember where I got them. I don't know if that looks familiar to you. But yeah, I got that size and I got that size. And they're very, very similar. That one has a little more teal in it. That's why I went with that to go with my acorn, because it's got the teal already. It came that way. Once I've applied the wax, I go back and I just buff it. Just make sure you don't. And I've even seen a lot of designers will take their air tool and just warm the wax up just to make sure. I mean, I don't really feel it on there, but it's just a way to smooth it out more. And then just buff it. And you never want to put very much wax. If you put too much, your transfers won't stick. All right, so on this and this, we're going to go from the minis. These are our fall minis. And like I said, we're going to use this guy and this guy. And I'm trying to get ideas for some of the other ones. I think I have an idea for that one. And the mushroom, I'm not sure. I'm still working on that. But this one is going to say Happy Harvest. Okay, so I need to cut the rest of that. Probably done with my dryer, and it is brand new, so I am going to fuzz it just a couple times. Here we go. Yeah, sometimes I just can't see my comments. Now I can see them over here on my iPad. Okay, and I think on this one I am going to put it, I think I have Mod Podge or something on my thumb, or my finger. That's not my thumb. You guys, I needed this break. I have been sitting at the computer all afternoon, and then I had to go to the grocery store, fix supper, all that fun stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it sideways because I think that's going to look better that way. And it is kind of a textured paper. I'm just going to press it down really well. It's a textured paper, so it might not be super crisp, but I still think it's going to look very cool. And then I'll show you what we're going to do with this after we're done. And I haven't decided. I don't know whether I want to do anything under there or not. I like the top. I like it on the top. So let's set that aside for a second. This one, we're going to do our cute little squirrel. This is Blessed. And I think, so it's supposed to be in the 70s here today. It was today. And tomorrow, I can't remember if tomorrow or when, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow or Thursday, we're supposed to get some rain. And I think that's going to bring it down back into the 60s again. But I think by next week, we're supposed to be in the 50s. Yikes. Yikes, that's chilly. as a high. Okay, I'm gonna fuzz that too, just a couple times. These are minis, they're small, you guys. And let me flip that around so I can see. I'm not gonna do a whole lot with this. I think it's gonna be, it doesn't need a lot. I'm not gonna try to zhuzh this one up any more than what I've already done with putting the napkin on the back. There we go, got that guy ready. And then on this one, we're gonna use from the tiered tray. The tiered tray cutouts is what it's called. Autumn tiered tray. Autumn tiered tray is what it's called, not cutouts, sorry. That's something else. And this I have used once, so I'm just gonna fuzz it once. And we're gonna put that on here. And we're just gonna knock these out, guys. See if it's gonna be straight. And just press them down really firm so I can get it nice, good. You had rain all day today, so that's why it was so cool. Maybe that's what's coming our way, Monica. Maybe that's what's getting ready to come our way. Let's see. So when that hangs, I just want to make sure it's going to be straight. Looks like it's going to be a little off. I have to fix it. Okay. So this is going to go with, we're going to go with shimmer copper on this one, because you guys know I love, and I'm pulling in kind of a little, or do I want to do rust? I don't know. I have my shimmer pumpkin out, and I have, believe it or not, I have ocean mist for this one. Thinking, guys. I don't know, I might, you know what, I might just do that all in shimmer pumpkin. I might not use the ocean mist. I'm worried it's not going to show up very well on there. And then we'll use the shimmer pumpkin on here. Thinking. Maybe we'll just stick all with one color. Yeah, I think we will. That's what we'll do. It's close enough. All right, guys, let's go. This isn't going to take long. That's shimmer pumpkin. I'm just sticking with my shimmers. I don't know. I'm thinking this one, maybe I should do rust. We'll save the copper. We'll save the copper this time. Let's do rust, since it does have a little rust on the back. We'll do rust. And I do love it. It's our brand new color this year. See? They're very, very similar. Very similar. It's just this is a little brighter because it's sprinkly. All right. It's gonna be easy. Oh, it would help if I put the right side in. Guys, I'm out of practice just for however many days, 3 days? Yeah, because the video I did yesterday, I made last week before I left, because I knew I would be too busy to do a live. Oh my goodness. And then Facebook still gave me a hard time. I had like problems trying to upload that again. I don't know why. All right, I'm just applying it directly to the transfer. You know, I just like to have a little bit of bling, so that's why we're using the shimmer. This would be cute on a mug too, guys. Pumpkin kisses and harvest wishes. That would be cute on a mug too, wouldn't it? Look at that. Let me see if I can see it well enough. If not, I might go over it with my rust. Oh no, I can see it. Ta-da! Isn't that sweet? Works perfectly. Okay, let me spray that. All right, and let's do this guy. I My daughter and I did get to a thrift store on Saturday. We were heading up the mountain more. She already lives up in the mountains pretty good, but we were heading up even higher. We went right across the Continental Divide, but we were heading up the mountain, and there's a thrift store that's probably about 20, 30 miles from where she lives, and she's like, oh, I love that place. I haven't been in so long. She works a lot. She works a job during the week and has to commute 40 minutes each way, and then she works one day on the weekend in the town where she lives too. So they go hiking all the time though. Her and her boyfriend hike all the time, but she doesn't get a whole lot of time to do that stuff. So that's covered too. Let's see how it turned out, Monica. My fingers need wiping. So we did go to a thrift store. I found her a couple things, and I got a couple things, so some treasures. But let's see how this turned out. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it with the light. Oh, that looks perfect. And look how it ties in with that. Isn't that awesome, you guys? That's so awesome. Okay, we're gonna set that aside and let that dry. Spray that. Usually I tell you to make sure you wash your transfers after you've done your projects, but you know, I don't on my lives. I just spray them and keep them moist until I can. And then as soon as I'm done, I go and wash everything while my projects are finishing drying. Super easy tonight, you guys. Super quick. And now we're going to use our rust. I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got to tell you this. So where we went in the mountains, we went to a place called Brevard, North Carolina to go see a waterfall. And there was a mansion we were going to try to see, but they wanted to charge like $5 parking and $5 for each one of us just to come in, and we only had like 15 minutes that we were going to be able to be there, so we opted not to do that this time, but because they were doing some kind of fall festival or something. But in Brevard, North Carolina, there is, look, there we go. You ready? There is, they are famous for a white squirrel. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. Now I've seen black squirrels in Toronto, or in Canada, they had black squirrels. And then in, where's the other place? My husband and I went, they have raccoon squirrels. So they're bigger like a raccoon, and they have like almost like a I think they're called bandit squirrels. But this one, they say they have a white squirrel, and that's what they're famous for. I'm like, what? Well, we hadn't seen any squirrels at all, and we hadn't seen any. And then we were leaving, we were in that area near that mansion, and we had to turn around on a side street, and all of a sudden there was a white squirrel. And we're like, oh my gosh, it does exist. So that is the coolest thing. I have never, ever seen a white squirrel. That was so cool. Made me think of it when I was doing the squirrel and the color we were making them. Anyway, you ready? This one's going to be cute too. So simple, so cute. Look at how awesome that looks, you guys. I have no idea what a squirrel has to do with blessed, but it's adorable. Now, I will tell you right now, there's on the E, it bled just a little bit. Now, this is the first time I've ever used this, so either one of two things happened. Either there was something under there, which it kind of looks like maybe there was. I must have gotten a piece of fuzz and I didn't realize it. But once this dries, I've shown you guys before how I take one of my little tools, my little detail tool here, and I'll scrape in the middle part of that and dry it off. But, okay, look how quick we did those three. Bam. And we Mod Podged the back. How cool. And then this. Okay, so those are drying. While those are drying, this one I'm not going to do anything else to, I don't believe. Even though, look how perfectly, guys, look how perfectly that ribbon goes with that too. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to add that to it. I may add a little bit of this instead of just the twine for hanging it. Trying to see if I want to add that fuzzy element. That one really doesn't have any brown in there, so I won't. So I think we'll just stick with this. But this one we are going to, I guess I could use that for this too. So I have this fabulous, let me see comments. Sorry guys, let me see. Yes, it's so cute. It didn't it pop right off? I don't know if you can see it as well, but honestly, it just pops right off of there. Oh, and then let's see. Yeah, a white squirrel. I'm serious, you guys. So apparently I have this. I got this from a special place, friend of mine that makes stuff. And it is actual like rusted wire. So make sure you have your tetanus shot. And I'm thinking it might be kind of cool to add to this project. Might be kind of cool. It's kind of like the rust is coming off. But I want to add some beads to this one. And maybe I could even put this on there too, just as a way to hold it different. Just as something different, a different element. I don't know what else I'm going to use it for right now. And I don't know if I'm going to hang this up or if I'm just going to like lay it on something. I haven't decided yet. So let's try it. And I also have this, guys. So these are just a pair of, they're kind of supposed to be like pruning things from the Dollar Tree. You can use them on wire or really harder to cut things so you don't ruin your scissors. And I do have needle nose pliers up here too, so I could put that on there to make it so that it's not poking me. Just kind of another added element of fun. See? I could even make it twisted like it was a... Isn't that cute, you guys? Okay, that one's done. And I'm thinking we could do it here too. If that's the case, I don't even need my tape for that. And my poor daughter, she had to work on Saturday or Sunday. So we went and ate where she worked. She waitresses there. That's what she did for the summer. And she wanted to stay with them so that, like over the holidays and stuff, she could still try to work there. I'm trying to think how much. Not sure how much. I might wait to cut it. So anyway, she worked Sunday, so we waited. We went to where she worked, and then when she got off, we went back to her apartment. So I'm going to add some fun. I'm going to add the colors that are in the dish towel to this, you guys. And see whether I like it. I might only need to add a little bit. Could even do that. Actually, I think the dish towel has mostly white. I probably should use white. Throw a white in there too. Let me grab a white. Let me grab a white. All right, guys, hang on a second. I know I have a white. It's just going to take a minute to get to the easiest white. I have to find the one that's easiest to get to. It is on my to-do list to get in here and really get things organized. I'm feeling that need. Okay, let's do a white. I'll do white at the top. I might even, I think that's plenty long right there. Let me cut that off. I have an idea. But my poor girl, she worked, and of course she went into work, and when she got off, she said she wasn't feeling great. And somebody at school where she helps, one of the teachers had strep last week. And I've never had strep, but I don't even know that she has ever had strep. But her and my youngest son typically get a sore throat when they get sick. And so she was just feeling really tired, and her throat was starting to bother her. And but she went to work anyway, and she came home, we did what we did, and then when we left, she went to bed and laid down because she's like, I'm just so tired and my throat hurts. And so she got up, she felt better Monday morning, got up, went to work, and made an appointment and went yesterday after work to the doctor. And she got checked for COVID, of course, and strep, because she said, her throat was, she felt better. She didn't feel as tired after she was able to get some more rest, and she wasn't achy or anything, but her throat was still hurting. So they did the rapid or whatever, but they said, that's not always accurate. So they sent off a culture, and she had to stay home from work today, but it was okay because she was able to get more rest, and she was able to, we took her Halloween decorations up to her. And then I know you're supposed to only work in odd numbers, so I'm trying to think what color I want to put back on here. Maybe I want to put another orange. guess I could do a off-white just to tie it all in. And then I'm thinking, so then I have 5, right? And this is actually going to hang up. I know I'm hanging it up. Sorry, I keep getting off track with my stories, you guys. Anyway, she got to stay home. So she was decorating for Halloween, and she was going through, we had taken up winter clothes for her. So she was doing all that today. She wasn't feeling good, poor girl. And she doesn't like missing work, because she helps with special needs kids, and they don't always adjust well to change. And she was worried about that. And I'm like, honey, if you don't feel good, you shouldn't be around them. But she's a trooper. All right. So here we go. We're done. We're done. We're done with that one. This is going to hang. I'll share a picture, you guys, of where I'm going to put it. But look, see? Got them all tied in together. A piece of napkin there. So that one's done. That one's done. And then last but not least, you might be saying, but Susan, what are you going to do with this? Right? Yeah, hopefully. They put her on an antibiotic. So, okay. They put her on an antibiotic, and they told her they should have the results tomorrow. So I think I don't know if she has to stay home again tomorrow, and then she can go back. So I grabbed this little cutie. I don't even remember where, last year sometime, because I had it tucked away, that I found somewhere. And how cool is that? I love that. Whoever made that, I mean, it wouldn't be hard. It feels like a bean. It's some fabric and then hot glue to stem. It actually feels like a real pumpkin stem on it, but I had to have it, got it at a craft show or something somewhere. But I loved all those colors, and I said, well, that can go in my craft room, because my craft room is my color room, right? So look at that. So how cute. I was going to make a tag for it anyway, and I'm like, I'm not going to use one of my chalk suede tags. I'm going to use this fabulous tag from Monica. So look how cute that looks. Right on there. Right? Now I can take off the chain if I want and just put a piece of twine. Might even do that just because I feel like it hangs a little low. I forget what these are called. We always had these when we were kids. What are these called? On the keychains and stuff. These little chains. I always have some of these lying around somewhere, because you never know when you might need them. How about we use a piece of twine, since we've got the more natural look with the stem. Just steal the twine from the other project I was just using. Look, guys. What do you think? So that's our 3 projects for tonight. Add that to some of the other stuff we've already done from our minis. And you know I'm going to be doing a mug with some of the other ones. And I have a cute little, cutting board we're going to be using for one. And I'm looking, because I've forgotten again where my other things are that we've already made. I cannot remember. Oh my goodness. I am challenged. So you guys, if you have any questions about anything I use, the transfers, anything like that, I do. You should see my downstairs. I do need to do a video of my downstairs. My downstairs is quite the fall. I go overboard. And I think now my kids kind of expect it. So if I don't do it, it's kind of like, what's wrong with mom? So here we go. That's it. Doesn't that look adorable on there though, Monica? Look how perfect that goes with it. I mean, it would have looked fabulous on one of these too, I think, but I just really like this green one with the orange and the pumpkin. So that's what we got right now today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me come into your world for just a little while. I gotta go get cleaned up before little buddy has to go to bed. I hope that you were inspired or encouraged or just entertained. And these were, like I said, these were just from the bullseye. I had them for a couple years. Just made them a little more fabulous. I hope that you enjoyed those and that you'll come back and join me again next time. Tomorrow I am planning on a Halloween project, so I'm going to narrow it down because I have 3 sitting there looking at me that I want to do all of them at the same time, which is not possible. So we'll pick one and we'll have fun with it tomorrow, and another one on Thursday, and then who knows, maybe even Friday. I'll be able to get another project in. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Thank you so much for letting me come into your world for a while. Thanks for joining me, Monica. It was so fun to craft with you as usual. I so appreciate it. And I hope until I see you guys again, you'll be safe, you'll be healthy, and you'll be blessed. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.